Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Meily Sonia Putri. See me again in this class. So, how are you guys? I hopefully wish all of you have a great day, have a cheerful day, and have a nice day. And always be happy and stay healthy. Okay, today we will continue our lesson, and the material is a narrative text. Before we start our lesson, let's say Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Guys, do you know about the narrative text? No? Now take a look. Narrative text is a kind of text that retell the readers about imaginative or factual story in the past time, such as your birthday story or your parents' wedding, anniversary, and etc. In this narrative text, I will explain more about genre of narrative text, generic structure of narrative text, the purpose of narrative text, and the last one, language features with an example. In the narrative text consists two parts. First, a fiction, and the second, non-fiction. Okay, first I will explain about the fiction. First is a fable. Fable is the story that tells the life of animals behave like a humans. They can talk with others, animals and humans too. They can singing, they can doing activity like a human, and etc. And the example of a fable like Tom and Jerry, or Deer and Crocodile, or we call as Kancil dan Buaya, and SpongeBob SquarePants, just like that. Okay, second, about myth or myth. Myth or myth, a story set in the past time containing interpretations of the universe, such as creation of the world and existent interpretation in it, such as like Ande Ande Lumut or Timun Mas or Joko Tingkir, just like that. And the third is about legends, the story of origin places, such as like story of a Borobudur or Prambanan Temple, Lawang Sewu, Toba Lake, and Tangkuban Perahu. Okay, next, genre in a fiction of a narrative text. Number 4 is fairy tale. Fairy tale is a story, a fantasy about a magical creature, such as like a fairies, witches, kingdom, king, princess, giant, and the queen. An example of a fairy tale, such as like a Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, Alice in Wonderland, Pinocchio, and others. Next, about the love story genre. Love story genre is a story about journey relationship, such as like a Disney text like Mulan, Cinderella, Rapunzel, the Snow White. And the last one is another of genre in a fiction of narrative text, such as like a folk tale or horror or comedy and slice of life. Generic structure of narrative text consists 3 parts. First is orientations, second complications, and the third is resolution or coda. The orientation sections is the opening of the story that contains about the introducing the characters, background of the time and places of the story. Second is a complication. The complication sections, the main characters start to experiencing about the conflict of the life, and the main characters must resolve the conflict. And the third is the resolution or coda. The resolution or coda sections is the ending of the story, that the main characters must resolve of the problems in the story, and the main characters can giving the moral value in this story. Okay, in this part I will explain about the non-fiction. In narrative text such as like news, magazine articles, biographies, and personal experience. Okay, this part is about purpose of narrative text. First, to entertain the readers, yang dimana para pembaca sangat akan merasa terhibur mengenai cerita yang ada pada teks naratif tersebut. Second, to amuse the reader, yang dimana para pembaca juga akan merasa terbawa suasana dan dapat mengungkapkan ekspresi mereka seperti merasa bahagia, marah, nangis, ataupun sebagainya. And the third point, to teach the moral value, yang dimana para pembaca juga bukan hanya dapat membaca ceritanya, tetapi mereka juga dapat belajar mengenai nilai-nilai kehidupan dan nilai-nilai moral pada teks naratif tersebut. And the last one is to change social opinion, yang dimana mereka bukan hanya membaca, belajar juga dapat menyampaikan opini mereka mengenai cerita, alur, dan berbagai macam yang ada di dalam teks pada naratif tersebut. Language features of a narrative text. First, using nouns and pronouns for certain peoples, animals, and things. For the example, the king, the queen, the kingdom, a prince, and a princess, and others. And the next, using adjective for single noun phrase, such as like the Red Riding Hood or the Potion's apple. And the third is the action verbs in the past form. For the example, like listened, watched, and said, wondered, and walked. And the next part is using connective or conjunctions. For the example, like after, before, then, finally, soon, and etc. And the last one, using adverb and adverbial phrase for indicate the location of the event and the story, such as like on the mountains, in the sea, in the forest, or in the house, and etc. Okay, that's all. Thank you for listening and watching. See you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.